but in our group, we're more likely to want to discuss around how can you think as another individual, and how does human putting this anthropocentric view of everything on everything. Yeah. So we had a meeting together, 4 of us, in London for 2 days, and we discussed really actively about what we want to do, and then we come to the conclusion that we're going to do something about the plants. But what can we do about the plants? Then we discovered that, okay, for reproduction is something that is consistent around within all these living things, and that's the element that's related with us as well. So we want to use that and use plant to explore this philosophical question of how much can we think as another individual, and trying to find a framework to work on it. So we use the framework of human-centered design as an approach. So we turn it into plant-centered design. And then, because human-centered design is really focused on how the user thinks, so it needs a lot of user research. But in plant-centered design, we want to know how plants think. So we also developed this way of biofiction prototyping, which was structured on science fiction prototyping, that we interview them. We have a day with the plants, and all this detail was from this hard background of scientific research. And by that, we come up with what's their need and what's their possible solution for them, and finally coming up with a model. This is also discussing about fiction and imagination, how imagination that seems limitless, but when combining with a myth of how the fiction could be, sort of limits our imagination of how they are, in a way also affected by how we think living things are. So that's I would assume it's more exploration of shapes and how things look, and this is how living element is in a more artistic way. Yeah.